everybody, it's Sarah. I really hope that everyone's staying safe and healthy right now and not going out on major couponing trips because now's not really a great time for that. Now's the time when you use up the stockpile that you've been couponing for. And it's also a really good time to reorganize your couponing stuff. Mine, as well as everybody else's, gets disorganized once in a while because as you're going through it and as you're using it, and couponing itself takes a lot of time. So if you have other things going on with your life, like everybody does, that sometimes it can get disorganized. And now is probably a good time to kind of get a handle on it. I'm going to show you today like several things I do to organize my coupons and things, and maybe you can figure out some tips and tricks to organize your own stuff. Obviously, when you want to keep everything organized, the first thing is to keep it all together in one place. So this is kind of my couponing shelf. This is all of the ideas for the channel, but it's also, I teach a class on couponing, so all of my class notes, and I also run the local couponing club, and that's all of those notes. So those are all together as well. This is my binder of coupon resources, and I'll be showing you that in just a minute. This is my mini library with only 3 books in it at the moment because the rest had been loaned out, books about couponing like this one. There are a lot of really good couponing books out there, but some of them have the same information. Yes, I got this at the used bookstore. Some of them have the same information, so you're going to have to, look through the ones that are out there and see which ones that you want to keep. But you really should keep at least 1 or 2 because there's, it's just nice to have that reference. And then obviously, of course, my coupons. One part of couponing I can't keep on my shelf is my Excel spreadsheet of all of rebate programs. Now that's all the phone apps, and those are all of the extra loyalty cards. Most stores have loyalty cards that give you the everyday savings, but some, and I'm thinking of Giant in particular, as well as Wegmans, have kind of an extra program that you have to actually log on to their website and use your loyalty card to get even more savings than what's in the store. And so that combined with the phone apps can give you even more savings, as any couponer knows. But it's just easier to keep track of them. This is kind of how I set mine up. It's pretty empty right now because all of those rebates have now expired, so it's... She just hopped up on there! Hi, baby. Well, you wanted a coupon with Mommy? Did you want a coupon with Mommy? No? She says, no, I just wanted to bug you and get on your chair and lay on your computer so you can't use it. So now most of the rebates have expired, which is another reason why it's now is a good time, because your coupons are expiring, your rebates are expiring. So now's a good time to kind of start from scratch and start fresh, which is, in my opinion, the easiest way to really get organized. So it is empty, but this is, I think, probably the best way to have an Excel spreadsheet up. I know that a computer recording of the screen is not the best way, but this is what I'm going to do. So anyway, so this is the Excel sheet that I created, and it is the most basic Excel spreadsheet you will ever see. As more rebates are added and as more rebates expire, it's going to be constantly being updated, so the more basic, the better. And it's really just the item, the amount, how much is the minimum. For instance, if it's $1 off when you buy 2 or 3, whatever. Sometimes you can make more than one purchase with the same rebate, the date, which program it is, and any notes about it, such as it's only valid for this store or only valid for this particular size. And then that way you can also sort them, by the way, from anything from how much it is, especially the help is what item it is, because sometimes rebate programs, there's different rebate programs for the same item, and since you can use all of those rebate programs for one purchase, if you have, like, say, I don't know, Campbell's soup down here, then you can see that there's like 4 different rebates for Campbell's soup. There are a lot of different methods to organizing coupons, and the 2 most popular ones seem to be the no-clip system and the binders. I prefer the binders for several different reasons. I have found that the no-clip system allowed me to miss some deals, which is obviously not what you want to do, because when you use the no-clip system, that is when you literally just take the inserts from the newspaper and label them with the dates, and then the day before you go couponing, you look in the the databases, the coupon databases you can find online, and just pull the inserts that have because those databases will say, well, you found it in Smart Source on this date. So you go back in your file of inserts and pull the Smart Source from that date. But I have found that there's a lot of sales that the coupon databases, they say that, oh, there's no coupons available, but I found them in my binders. Don't know where they came from, but there they are. Also, there's no place, you can easily misplace the Catalinas that you find or the internet coupons, and obviously, where would you file the rebates? And I just quite haven't been able to figure out that, and because of that, and also sometimes though, when you look at the sales flyers, not all of those sales are in the flyers. There's a lot of unadvertised sales. So between those kind of like complications, I don't like using the no clip system. But if you prefer it and you have ways to get around all of those, great. That's absolutely great. Everybody has a preference, and there's no wrong preference for anybody. I prefer, however, to use the binder system, and this is my binder. It's kind of old and torn up, but it works really well, and I love it. I have shown it before in a previous video about gifts for couponers. And this is the same binder as that video, which was probably like 2 years ago now. I don't post very often, but I remember the ones I do post. How weird is that? Now, one thing I want to show you about my binder is I do something which a lot of couponers will say is not the best idea, but I do it. And that is most of my couponing, not all, most is done at the same grocery store. Specifically Giant. There's 3 Giants near me. I do it for a couple of reasons. First of all, most of the grocery stores around me are Giant. There is a Wegmans that just popped up near me like last year, but and I'm still getting used to that one. But other than that, it's just Giant around here, and obviously all of the Giants are going to have the same sales. So I'm not sure how worth it's going to be to go around to different grocery stores just to save on 1 or 2 items. If there was a whole bunch of items, then yes, I will go to a different store. But usually I stick to Giant, and not only that, but I stick to the same Giant. And the reasons are for that, I have a few of them. First of all, the cashiers know me. They don't roll their eyes. When I come in with my binder, they see me and they're like, hey, this coupon lady. They know me. Some of them actually know my name. They're like, hey, Sarah. But they don't roll their eyes and they don't get all upset. And several of them want me to come through their checkout line. They've told me so. I did a video before where you saw Andrew all eager to be in my video, and he's not the only one who's asked for me to come in and to come in and do a video with them because they think it's fun, or they think it But so they know me. I have no problems with them. They will easily point out sales, and some of them will even save me coupons. A lot of people, they do, when someone checks out and they walk away with their receipt, they hand them the Catalina coupons. But several people, and I've seen this with my own eyes, say, oh, no, thank you. I don't want them, or they literally will just put them down and walk away. So if they do, I want to make that clear, they don't hide them for me. They wait until somebody walks away and leaves them there, and then if they've seen me in the store and they know I'm in the store, I have walked up to the cash register and they just hand them to me and say, here you go. But I did, yeah, so those are just some of the several reasons why. But the main reason why that is binder related is that I know where everything is. I know that the first aisle has these products, the second aisle have these products, and the third aisle exactly. So I can go up and down one aisle and say, oh, okay, this is this section, and then I look around, I look for all the sale tags and see, and then when I go to the next aisle, I just flip to the next section. And boom, there, I can just go up and down flipping, and that way I don't, I tend not to miss any unadvertised sales. So I have those, but I am going to show you a little bit about how I organize. My binder is obviously still organized enough that if I go to another grocery store, I'll still be able to get the deals. But let me show you a little bit about how I do my binder. So obviously, all of my coupons will go in my coupon binder. I have a little zippered pocket on the outside. But I also have on the inside, this one has some file folders here so that I can keep a couple of things. Actually, I'm not using them at the moment, but they're there if I need them. I have here paper clips, and what I have done is this little pocket is, as I'm going through, obviously all of my coupons are in my binder. As I decide to use one and the product goes in my cart, I take out that coupon and I put it in this pocket, and that way all of my coupons, or I put it in the zipper pocket, and that way they're all together, so I don't try to give the cashier coupons that I'm not using. And yes, I made nice, pretty, fancy section dividers. But so I keep all of the ones for the first section of my binder are all the ones that aren't used in the grocery store. Those are for the restaurants, for the places around here, local services such as a maid service or computer repair. These are the ones that come in the mail from the blue envelope and from the Clipper magazine. Anything that's specifically for merchandise that I might want. And then, of course, obviously, places to go, like the discount tickets for local theme parks and things like that. Then we get into the second section, where we have all of the groceries. This is for the actual grocery store. And this is pretty self-explanatory. And you can, you make up if you want to do some fancy section dividers that you've created of your own, then that's fine. I just decided to have some fun. I've been in the house for 6 weeks, so I decided to make something pretty. I'm good. These obviously are simply baseball card or trading card holders that I picked up. I think these were from Walmart. I can't remember anymore. They're old, because I do collect sci-fi trading cards as well. So these are just ones I didn't use for those. It's always easy, and I did take it out right before when you're going couponing to have yourself a little calculator and a couple of pens and pencils and maybe, and that is usually what I keep in these pockets right here in the side pockets, are all of these tools. And I pulled them out meaning to show you first of all, but I ended up not doing it. So that is my binder, and let me show you the couponing resources binder that is up next. So this is my other couponing binder, which holds couponing references and resources that I like to keep on hand. First of all, always keep a insert schedule. At least I always find this really helpful. So I know exactly what newspaper inserts are coming out on what days, and what days there aren't going to be any. Like, for instance, on May 24th, there will be none. That usually happens around a major holiday. But it's helpful to be able to see ahead and see not only when there'll be none, but when there's going to be a lot. For instance, obviously on January 5th there was a lot. And on April 5th there was a lot too. I don't remember exactly why. But so these are it's just a nice thing to keep in your memory. Also, that's really helpful to have on hand is all of your local coupon policies. You can't break a coupon policy. That's just a big no-no. So I keep some of the local ones. Obviously, Giant is the number one like I used. I do need to update this. I do try to print it out every once in a while. Obviously, I haven't kept this one in since 2018. That was just when it was last updated. But I'll probably check it soon just to see if it's been updated again. I always try to have the most current one. Also the Wegmans, which is nearby, Walgreens, which is nearby. But I just keep the most commonly one that I go to. And that way I can always check the coupon policies before I go shopping. Always keep a sales cycle tracker. That will help you if you figure out, like, if you notice at Giant, for instance, every week there's a different laundry detergent on sale. One week it's Arm & Hammer, and the next week it's All, and then the next week it's Purell. And Purell. Gee, I wonder what's on my mind. Purex, whatever it is. But you understand my point, is that these cycles, they continue, and they're pretty steady, because once that cycle ends, it just starts over again. So if you want to start keeping track of what things are on sale when, and you notice that Hunt's tomato sauce, for example, goes on sale every 6 weeks, well, then you know that you need to buy, when it is on sale, buy enough to last for 6 weeks, because in 6 weeks it'll go on sale again. But that's just something handy to start keeping track of and keep it in your binder. Menu planning, very important when you're couponing, because you are going to have all of these foods, and you need to use them not just for ingredients, but then you can use the leftovers for other ingredients. And that's easier to do when you have a menu plan. Now, I downloaded this one from calendarlabs.com, but you can see some basic, and you can just print one out if you want. And then it just has, so you can see what ingredients you have. What I tend to do is I look and see what I have already in my stockpile, what is on sale, what I can get cheap, and then I look up recipes for those things and then make a menu plan out of that. That's pretty much the basics. This week's deals, if I see something that is really good for this week, I will write it down, because even though I do mainly shop at one store, I don't always. So if there's several stores that are having really good deals this week, I will mark them down here. Like I said, I did not design this. This one, I don't know where, I don't remember where exactly. Oh, Life Your Way, it says. But it will help you figure out if it's even worth it to go around to the different stores, or if you should just stick to your home store, your base store. It is always a good idea to keep and to know what you already have. Especially if you have a lot, then you don't want it to go bad. What's the point of stockpiling it if you just let it go bad and don't use it? So I always do keep an inventory of what I have, and that does help me figure out what's for dinner, what's for lunch tomorrow. Couponing references. This is the sales cycle. I don't remember where I printed this out at, but it does help you keep in mind what might be on sale at any given month. For instance, January, you know that it's cold and flu season, so all of the cold medicine, but you also may forget about New Year's resolutions, and that means that a lot of diet things and things for various other resolutions will also probably be on sale. Super Bowl's going to be around that time, and therefore these things might be on sale. But, it's also for some, I didn't know this, but January is apparently National Soup Month, so soup might be on sale. And I have one for each month, just to keep a remembrance in my head, remember all, if you want to think of it that way, about what might be, what might be on sale coming up. I also like to have the definitions of the lingo and abbreviations that are commonly used on coupons and just in the couponing community, I guess you would say. Some of these are pretty self-explanatory, but some of these are not, and it's just easier to have them on hand in case you're suddenly unfamiliar or you can't remember, or your husband is going instead of you and he can't figure out the coupons, which has happened to me a couple of times. So that's pretty much it. That's how I organize my couponing. If you want to take any of those ideas and tips for how to organize your couponing, go ahead. And if you have tips that I didn't talk about, please go ahead and send them to me, because I try to be as organized as possible. That's just part of my weird personality. So if you will have an idea for how to organize stuff, please go ahead and send it to me or put it in the comments below. And I hope that this was kind of helpful. I know that this was kind of a shorter video, but I just felt like doing a video because social distancing has kind of stuck me in the house. But anyway, I really hope that you guys continue to stay safe and healthy, and hopefully soon we will be able to go out and coupon soon again. But I will see you next time.